Are you considering a move to the Melbourne, Florida area, which is also known as the Space Coast? If so, you might want to consider Palm Bay, Florida, which is just south of Melbourne and is actually the largest city in Brevard County with approximately 130,000 residents. Palm Bay is located on the east central coast of Florida and is located about an hour's drive southeast of Orlando. I've actually been getting so many reach outs about Palm Bay, Florida, so I'm going to do my ultimate pros and cons of what it's like to live in Palm Bay, Florida for 2023. And we're going to get after it right now. Okay, so let's jump right into the number one pro for living in Palm Bay, Florida, and that's the fact that housing costs are less in Palm Bay, Florida than in almost all areas of Brevard County. On the median sales price list for 2022 for single-family detached homes, Palm Bay is near the top as the least most expensive homes in Brevard County. And that trend for 2023 continues as median sales price for sales thus far in the first 5 months of 2023 for Palm Bay is about $333,000. So for that $333,000 median sale in Palm Bay, you'll get on average a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, about 1,800 square feet under air, a 2-car garage, and a home that's built around 2016. In Palm Bay, there are homes to choose from that are built in the 1950s all the way through to new construction. And there's new construction going up everywhere in the Palm Bay area today. My name is David Jelnick. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Palm Bay area, which is also known as the Space Coast. Please know that I make videos that are all about the Melbourne, the Palm Bay area, what it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, what it's like to play here, the food, the beaches, the entertainment, the real estate, and much, much more. I've lived in this area for almost 40 years. I've been a realtor for 36 years, so I know it very well. And I want to tell you the story about the Melbourne, Palm Bay area. If you haven't, please consider hitting that like button, hit that subscribe button, click that little bell. That way you'll be notified every time I drop a new video just like this about Melbourne and Palm Bay. And I absolutely love every content that I get. If you're interested in new home construction or even resales, I've got the experience. I can find that information for you. I can work with you on new home construction. I know the builders. I know where some of the best buys are. Some of the best builders actually have some incentives out there, like I mentioned, where they'll buy down the rate, they'll pay some of your closing costs. There's a lot of great opportunity now to get in a brand new home where you won't have much maintenance to do for the next 5 to 10 years at least. So if you're considering a new home purchase here in the Palm Bay area, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I'll be happy to hook you up with the builders that are going to align with what you're looking for, the styles that you're looking for, and the areas that you're looking for, and the price that you're looking for. And that brings us right into the number 2 pro for living in Palm Bay, Florida, and that's the fact that the homes are on average are just newer homes in most communities in Brevard County. So if you go right back to my fact that the median price for a Palm Bay sale thus far in 2023 is $333,000 and the median age is 2016, those stats all come from our local MLS. It doesn't include a lot of new home sales, so really that number should be much newer. And the fact, again, I mentioned that there's just new homes going up everywhere, and that is definitely the case. So in many areas of Palm Bay, you can get a brand new 1,500 square foot home with some nice upgrades, not totally upgraded, with a 2-car garage for the mid 300s. And if you want something bigger, if you go up to about 500,000, now you're talking about something that's 2,500 square feet up to 3,000 square feet. That's a little bit more upgraded. So between 350 and 500,000, you can get a very nice brand new home in a nice deed restricted community with city water and city sewer in the city of Palm Bay right today in 2023. And because of this fact, there's people coming from all over the state that are coming to Brevard County, that are coming to Palm Bay, because there are, in my opinion, some very good deals. You can buy a brand new home. You can get, the builders are giving you great incentives to buy down the rates. So rates are currently around the 7-ish range. So the builders have incentive programs where you can buy down the rate, or they'll at least give you a rate with a local financer that is working with the builder down to about 5%. So there's a lot of great incentives, a lot of great opportunity for new home purchase in the Palm Bay area. Three pro for living in Palm Bay, Florida is the fact that Palm Bay has just an excellent outdoor lifestyle. It's blessed with over 30 parks in the Palm Bay city area. You have many of your traditional swing set, playground areas, traditional areas. There's plenty of those around town. You have the Fred Pop Regional Park on the northwest side that has all the ball fields for soccer and baseball and softball and football and everything else out there. And it also has a disc golf course. It has a dog park out there. It has a indoor facility there, community center that you can play volleyball and basketball and everything else there, and much, much more. That's just a great park out there. One of the best facilities, one of the best entertainment areas in all of Brevard County is the Turkey Creek Sanctuary. Just a phenomenal area just to go around hiking, to enjoy some of Florida's natural landscape. You can actually take a canoe down there if you want in that area there. That is just a great park. You have to see that park. But there's actually a swimming aquatic center in Palm Bay. They've got just a plethora of just small little parks that the kids can go to enjoy. Just many outdoor lifestyle things that you can enjoy with you and your family. Not to mention that you're only 20 to 30 minutes to the beaches there. 72 miles of beautiful beaches there along the Atlantic coast, and just a lot of parks and other wetlands, scrub jay sanctuaries that you can go to all along the Brevard County coast. So Palm Bay does not disappoint when it comes to the amount of outdoor activities that you can enjoy. So my number 4 pro for living in Palm Bay, Florida is the fact that there are a lot of areas that you can buy that is non-HOA. I get calls all the time from people that don't want to be in an HOA. They don't want to live by certain rules. They want to be able to do what they want to do. They don't have to worry about the landscape police coming by and telling them to cut their lawn if it's a little bit too long, or to paint their house a certain color. So HOAs are there, again, as a control so that your neighborhood is going to look tomorrow like it is today. But there is some control to that. There is some fees for an HOA. Some people don't want that. So much of Palm Bay, of the older Palm Bay, is non-HOA. So if you're buying out there what we call a scattered lot that's now within a deed restricted area, then there are no regulations other than just city ordinances. So all the new homes that are being built now are all being developed by builders that will have HOAs and will have rules. But again, if you're not wanting to be an HOA, then Palm Bay has got to be a great option for you, because again, at least half of Palm Bay is not in an HOA area. And number 5 on my pro list for living in Palm Bay is the fact that it's not a touristy area. So you will get some tourists that will stay in the Palm Bay area, but not much. The Airbnb phenomenon. So you'll get some homes that are being rented out for Airbnb and temporary purposes, but it is not a heavy tourist attraction. Now, some of the attractions will get the Turkey Creek Sanctuary and some other areas like that. We'll get some traffic at times because they are attractions, but Palm Bay is out on the mainland side, and there's just not a lot of heavy tourist activity in the Palm Bay area, so the traffic is never enhanced too much because of tourist activity. Again, my name is David Jelinek. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Melbourne, Florida area, which is also known as the Space Coast. Please know that I make videos that are all about the Melbourne, Florida area, what it's like to live here, what it's like to work here, what it's like to play here, the food, the beaches, the entertainment, the real estate, and much, much more. I've lived in this area for almost 40 years. I've been a realtor for 36 years. I've sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes in this area. I know this area very well, and I want to tell you the story about Melbourne, Florida. If you're getting good content from this, please consider hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, click that little bell. That way you'll be notified every time I drop a new video just like this about the Melbourne, Florida area. If you're considering a move to this area, please consider, give me a call. I can't help you unless you reach out to me. So give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I can help you with resales. I can help you with new home construction. If you're considering a new home purchase, you need a local realtor here that's going to help you through the new home construction process that can help you, counsel you, show you the pros and cons of different areas, different builders. To have a realtor such as myself registered and as your advocate in a purchase does not cost you anything more to have an agent such as myself helping you through that process. The builders like having licensed agents help their buyers because they know that they're going to help counsel the buyers and make them aware of the situation and help ease their concerns when it comes to the new home construction process. So if you're considering new home construction purchase, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'll be happy to send you the builder packages in the price ranges and in the areas that you're considering to build. Again, I've been selling homes in this area for 36 years. I know it very well, and I want to help you with your move to the Melbourne or the Palm Bay, Florida area. Okay, so let's go to my cons for living in Palm Bay, Florida. And the number one con is the fact that not all housing is on city water and city sewer. So if you're used to city water, city sewer, then you need to research through Palm Bay's excellent interactive map. They do have an excellent map that you can put in any address to find out if city water and city sewer is there. So the northeast section is the oldest area of Palm Bay and actually has the most coverage area where there's both city water and city sewer. The northwest area is really growing fast, and that also is increasing in city water, city sewer. The southeast also has a very good amount of areas that have city water and city sewer. Most of Palm Bay, over 50%, has city water. The southwest side is the most undeveloped, and you'll find there that has the least area where they're both city water, city sewer. Whenever you have an HOA community, most HOA developed communities will have the city water, city sewer because the developer will bring the city water and the city sewer in to the development. So in making your housing choice, if city water and city sewer is important, that is something you need to check out before you start your purchase. Okay, so my number two con for living in Palm Bay is the fact that, well, their road infrastructure isn't exactly the greatest. And again, Palm Bay is the largest city in Brevard County. It's over 100 square miles. There are a lot of roads. If you just look at the map here of Palm Bay, there's just a lot of roads. And unfortunately, the great workers there at the City of Palm Bay have a lot to catch up with and keep up with, and the roads aren't always the greatest, especially in some of the less traveled areas. So that's part of the process. You're going to want to look to see if a home that you're looking at, look at the roads there a little bit. You know, even some of the main roads tend to get chopped up a little bit because of heavy trucks sometimes traipsing through and trying to get to the development areas and new homes and other things, new commercial areas. But that is one thing I've found, that it's just the roads, aren't, they're, in the C to C minus range, in my opinion, when it comes to judging them. Again, City of Palm Bay has a lot of great workers, but there's just a lot of areas for them to keep up with when it comes to maintaining the roads. So in any pro and con video that I do here in Florida, in my area here of Melbourne and Palm Bay and Rockledge and Merritt Island, Satellite Beach, you always have to say something about the weather and the bugs and the growth and the traffic. But that's not unique to this video, which is Palm Bay, because it's the same for all the areas around here. But again, for weather, it's hot here, it's hot and humid. You've got to get used to it. It's hot and humid for 10 months out of the year. Again, we could get storms. You have to have your protection. You have to have your evacuation route ready for storms. We haven't been hit by a major storm in a long time here, but the possibility always exists. And again, Florida's getting growth in traffic, so that's all relative from where you're coming from. There's people coming to Florida, and that's not going to stop. The traffic is getting gradually more and more. The growth is getting more and more. So those are some of the topics that you're going to hear on any video, and I just wanted to mention them briefly. Okay, my number three con for living in Palm Bay is the fact that it's farther away from many of the amenities of Brevard County, and it's farther away from Orlando, which is the biggest city in the region. So, and this goes back to Palm Bay's a little less expensive. It's a little further south. It's a little further away from the county seat, which is up there in Viera. It's a little further away than most of the industries, although there are some very nice employers that are in the Palm Bay area, the L3 Harris and others that are in Palm Bay, but the fact is that it's a little further away than a lot of the amenities that the county has to offer. It's a little bit further away from the beach. Again, it's about 20-30 minutes. That's not too far, but the fact is it's a little further away, and that has to get into the minds of people. Where are you going to work at? If you're going to work at the Space Center, if you're going to work at Patrick Space Force Base, well, then you got at least a 30 to 40 minute drive depending on where you're living in Palm Bay. So that's one thing you have to consider. It's a little further south. It's on the southern end of the county, and you're a little further away from services. Okay, so my number 4 con for living in Palm Bay, Florida is the fact that there is no downtown walkable area like you would see in Melbourne or Cocoa or even Titusville, which has some very nice downtown walkable areas where they have theaters and crafts and things, and restaurants and some establishments that you can go to and visit, and some shopping. Palm Bay doesn't have any downtown walkable area, and it never will. So, yes, there are some developments that are going around throughout the county. They're trying to get Emerald Lakes developed in the south part of Palm Bay. There's other areas throughout the city where they're building. Yes, you can go to some of the strip malls and where they have some shopping and even a theater, and have a lot of shopping and restaurants. That's not really a downtown area, but you can walk around in outdoor malls such as that. But really, there's no historic downtown area of Palm Bay. And again, there never will be, but if that's something that you like, then Palm Bay isn't really for you, or you can just go visit the downtown Melbourne area, which is a very nice area. That's about 20 to 25 minutes away. Okay, so my 5th con for living in Palm Bay is the fact that there's very limited waterfront living. And what I mean by waterfront living is the fact that you can have a boat at your property and take it out into navigable waters. So there is a small amount of area there in the northeast section where you can own a property along US 1 and the Intercoastal Waterway, and you can have access directly out into the Indian River. And then, of course, in the northeast area, you do have some properties along Turkey Creek there where you can have a nice canal front home and take the boat out into the intercoastal system there. So that's my 5th con, is that there's very limited waterfront capabilities for having a boat. Now, of course, there are canals that are in Palm Bay, but those are not navigable. Those are for water retention management. And of course, there are man-made lakes that you have in some neighborhoods, especially the new neighborhoods, for water retention management, but those are not navigable either. So that's my number 5 con, is that there's limited waterfront living in Palm Bay. And hey, if you're considering a move to the Melbourne, Florida area, I can't help you unless you reach out to me. So give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I'll be happy to find out what you're looking for and address those concerns. I can help you with a resale. I can help you with new home construction. If you're thinking about new home construction, let me know what you're looking for. I'll send you the builder packets so that you can review that, see what they're like, and I can counsel you on which areas are better and what builders might be best for you.